Shelley Wynter Show. Live, local, topical, and relevant, my friends. It's Shelley Wynter Show endorsement time. As I told you, we're doing this every evening through May 19th, Election Day. Endorsement every night at 7:36. So let me start off with Supreme Court Justice. So the ACLU is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization. ACLU, American Civil Liberties Union. And so they're sending out a text. Let me read the text that they sent out. Hey, Shelley, it's Paul with the ACLU. Please make sure to check your mailbox this week for important information from the ACLU about the May 19th Georgia Supreme Court election. The ACLU does not endorse or oppose candidates, but wants you to make an informed decision. This year's Georgia Supreme Court election impacts your civil rights, civil liberties, including your reproductive rights. So I can't reproduce, so that last part, probably clearly they thought Shelley was a woman because my name is Shelley, right? So anyway, and so I said, well, you know what? This is going on. I've got to tell people who I endorse. So I endorse both incumbents, Judge Bethel and especially Sarah Hawkins Warren. If you're going to the polls, early voting starts Monday, or through May 19th. If you're voting on May 19th, or during these primaries, please reelect Judge Bethel and Judge Warren. Both great candidates, both very fair-minded Supreme Court justices here in Georgia Supreme Court justices. The races are nonpartisan, so I'm not picking a Republican over Democrat or anything like that, but they're solid Georgia Supreme Court justices. And I know what the ACLU are doing and what the Democrats are doing by running Jen Jordan and Miss Miracle together. Their signs are together. They're both of them together. They're running as a team. When you see that happening, people are trying to upend and change the court. And I don't want that to happen in Georgia. This Georgia Supreme Court is fair-minded, and they go by the law. And so reelect Judge Bethel and Judge Warren. Also, this is very important. This is an important race. It's in Georgia's 11th congressional district to replace Congressman Barry Loudermilk. I like very, very strongly, and I cannot say this. There's very few people I'm going to say this about when I endorse them on this show. But Tricia Pridemore is the choice for Georgia's 11th, okay? She's the choice for Georgia's 11th. Mr. Cowan is a good guy, but he just ran against Barry Loudermilk and lost. He good man. Never met him. I'm sure he's a good guy. Mr. Atkinson, I've seen him at several events. Actually, matter of fact, I just saw him yesterday morning at the breakfast, and I've seen him at a couple of events, but I just don't know him. But I've known Tricia Pridemore for several years. I first met her when she was the chair of the Georgia GOP. So she's got activist tracks. She's got activist experience. She knows how to herd cats, because when you're the head of the Georgia GOP, or even if you're Charlie Bailey and you're head of the Democrat state party, you're herding cats. You're bringing together your far ends. You're bringing together your moderates. You're trying to keep people together. And that's tough to do, right? And so, but that takes experience. It takes a certain level of empathy. It takes a listening ear, not a talking mouth, but a listening ear. All right? She got appointed to the PSC, where she never took any money from Georgia Power. I heard her say that at the Cobb breakfast. And so I like her very much. And she's a delightful, delightful person. She is somebody that you would not mind saying, oh, who's your congressperson? Tricia Pridemore. You could say it with your chest out and proud to be able to say it. There's some talk from the real radical class, and there'll be whisper campaign. She criticized Trump. Yeah, I kind of like that. I don't want anybody in office that is just going to be just a Trumper. I'm a Trumper. I was a Trumper, and I realized, wow, you know what? I don't agree with you 100% of the time. That's okay with me. That's actually, I want that. I want independent thinkers. And I'm not saying that she's going to vote ever on a Democrat side as a congresswoman. That would never happen. So I have my solid Republican vote in Tricia Pridemore. But don't bring up old tweets or old criticism to make her, she's not, that's not the point. You're losing the plot of all of this if that's how you think. So Tricia Pridemore is my choice in the 11th congressional district. I'm in a new district. I've just found out today I'm in Lucy McBath's district, like Lucy McBath, but I don't have a, I'm one of those people in a blue district, one of those red people in a blue district. So I can't vote in this race, but my solid support I'm throwing behind Miss Tricia Pridemore, and I hope that you will also if you live in the 11th congressional district. She would be a perfect next step from Congressman Loudermilk. They both have the same temperament. They both are thinkers. They both will think through a problem before they just lash out. And we won't be seeing her on Twitter doing selfies and things like that. She will be a congresswoman with class, with dignity, and she will represent the 11th District of Georgia very well. So if you're going to vote on a Republican in a Republican primary, please, ladies and gentlemen, vote for Miss Tricia Pridemore. She is the choice for the Shelley Wynter Show here on 95.5 WSB. We'll be right back. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. We'll be right back.